We got a fight coming up this weekend in the heavyweight division for the UFC, that being UFC Fight Night 110, and they're bringing the action down under to New Zealand, where Mark Hunt, who was very well known in those parts, the Samoan monster, is going to be taking on Derrick Lewis. Lewis 18-4, 9-2. He says he has the biggest heart in the UFC. Mark Hunt, it's amazing. You look at this record, 12-11-1 with just a 7-5-1 record in the UFC, and yet has there been anyone who has made the most of his opportunities, the memorable knockouts that Mark Hunt has scored. And recently someone just put on Twitter a gif of him and Ray Seffel from back in the day in K1, where it was one of the wildest exchanges
I read
you
that in the
will
book.
ever see, man.
He said afterwards he was walking around with a headache.
That's all he was walking around with, and he's lucky.
It was crazy.
What about this one, though? 42 years of age. He's coming off, Mark Hunt hasn't looked the greatest lately, although when he does look, the last thing to go is the power. Yeah. That's what they say. And now he takes on a younger guy in Derrick Lewis, who, again, he can be hot and cold, too. When he's hot, man, he's a beast. When he's not, well...
Yeah.
So this is an interesting matchup, man. What do you think?
I think Lewis needs better footwork, and if he wants, he can be pretty agile, because I've seen him doing it. He moves very light on his feet, but he stops. But he needs to move forward and to the sides with an open-close move. So you want to open your stance first and then close. What he's doing, he's closing and then he opens. And what happens if you close first, for a moment there, you're stationary. And a good opponent, like Hunt, will use that against him. So being on the balls of his feet, correct movement would really help him. And he's already doing well. Now, more head movement, always a good thing to do, because he's so tall. Normally, they don't need that a lot. Tall fighters, most of the time, they lean backwards to avoid hooks to the head. I would use footwork to avoid head strikes. Leaning back will open up your body, and there's the new target for the opponent. Remember, I said this against Bisping and Rockhold. He needs to go right body shot, left hook to the head. That's actually how he knocked him out. Hunt looks at your belly at the whole times, but don't let yourself get fooled. So his eyes don't give away where he's going to hit. Plus, he doesn't fall for the tricks of his opponent, and he sees everything coming. If you just stare at the head, you don't see the legs, right? So you want to look at the chest. Many people look at the chest while Hunt looks a little bit lower. That's why it's so a little bit weird when you see it. His footwork is really good as well, but that's, of course, not a big surprise. He's a great striker, throws everything with lethal power, and who stops some of the top strikers in the world. He should throw a left hook to the head that will make his opponent move backwards with his head, and then right there, the solar plexus is ripe for the picking. Hit it with the right body shot. That worked really well. Both guys have a lot of power. I see Hunt being faster on his feet and taking this fight, especially if he can close the distance and fight from the clinch, he might stop Lewis. Then again, Lewis throws hard as well, and these are MMA gloves, man. When it connects, it could be over for Hunt as well. Now, Lewis needs to keep him on the outside. He can't let Hunt come close. Also, Lewis should not bring his left hand down with right low kicks. That's what he's doing the whole time. Somebody gives him a right low kick, he's bringing his hand down. You do that against a guy like Hunt, he will look down, give you a low kick. He will look down and give you a high kick. And if you put your hand down, you're going to be knocked out. And yes, Hunt can kick 6'3" high. Don't worry about that.
And both of them coming off injuries in their last fights. In fact, Hunt suffered a leg injury when he was knocked out by Alistair Overeem at UFC 209. And then we had Lewis, who was really impressive in his second-round knockout win over Travis Brown in a Fight of the Night performance at UFC Fight Night 105. He broke his foot. So the Black Beast and Mark Hunt coming off leg injuries, but a very pivotal battle for both of these warriors, and a reason that it's taking place in New Zealand, and there should be fistic fireworks come this weekend inside the Octagon, because both of them have a history of stoppages. Hunt has 9 knockouts and 12 career victories. So, yeah, like you say, boss, I think it's going to – I don't think it goes the distance.
No, but every time we
I'm
say
leaning
that
towards Lewis, though. You're going with Hunt.
Yeah, I think Hunt is going to fight on close.
All right. I'm going with Lewis to do what Max Holloway did in Brazil and spoil the homecoming for Mr. Mark Hunt. All right, we're going to